This is the series of short videos to prepare you for attending an Amitabha funeral. The Amitabha practice that we're using was written centuries ago by Namchu Mingyur Dorje. The particular part of the practice that we're going to be reviewing is the jangchok, or the funeral. The funeral practice involves the blessing, purifying, consecration, and empowering of the person who has passed away in the form of the jangnu, their name. This is part of the reason why this is called the inscription ritual of Amitabha. Before the practice is done, the entire Amitabha ritual is done for at least one session, if not many sessions. During these many sessions, all of the ritual items used in the jangchok are consecrated and blessed by the practice of the practitioners. During this short video, we will show you a little bit about what's going on in the ceremony and what the meaning is of some of the things that you will see. This concludes the introduction of the Amitabha jangchok. The Amitabha jangchok uses ritual objects. The person who is conducting the ceremony is called the lopan, or the master of the ceremony. The lopan is assisted by the chopan, or the master of the offerings. What you'll see on the table of the lopan is a set of ritual objects that will be used during the practice. A plate or bowl of rice, a plate or bowl of water, a small butter lamp in the form of a torma, a set of tormas called gektors, tinglos, and changbus. These three types of tormas will be offered to obstacle makers so that they do not trouble the deceased or the living that the practice is being done for. Next, in the ritual objects is a plate of sand. This sand will have been blessed during the Amitabha ritual. And finally, you will see a small mirror that is coated with black sesame seeds. The shape of a scorpion is outlined. This will be used during the ceremony as part of the purifying ritual, purifying the negativities of the deceased. This is a bumpa, or a vase. It contains blessed water. During the ceremony, the water will be purified with saffron. Just for this one, we're using plain water. On this table, there are some other objects that are used. This small tray contains tingsha, or musical instruments, that will be used in the offering of sur, which is a blessed and consecrated mixture of food substances. And here is a bowl of tea. This bowl of tea will stand for the deceased when the deceased is offered a cleansing empowerment and a blessing empowerment. This is called the victorious vase, the sobum. It will be filled with consecrated water that will be consecrated during the pre-ritual of Amitabha, and a lamp that will be used at the end when the names of the living and the deceased are burned. We also have a scarf here which will be used during the purification and offering ritual. Also used in the practice are sakalis, small paintings depicting various items that will be used during the ceremony. This concludes the introduction to the ritual items. The jangchok begins with the Amitabha ritual itself. After the Amitabha ritual itself is completed, we begin the jangchok. The jangchok begins with the recitation of another prayer called the Tunshi Lami Naljor. The Tunshi, meaning 4 sessions, Lami Naljor, Bur Yoga, was written by Mingyur Dorje centuries ago. The Tunshi Lami Naljor is recited during the jangchok for a particular reason. That's because the practice of Tunshi Lami Naljor includes a powerful purification by dakinis. The practitioner visualizes that dakinis swirl around them and that these dakinis glow lights upon the person to be purified, purifying them of all of their negativities. It's considered to be a very powerful form of purification. This is why it's done in connection with the deceased, because it's considered to be a way of blessing and purifying the deceased. After the Tunshi Lami Naljor is chanted to about the halfway point, then the Jongchok begins. It begins with the Lopan taking the bell and Vajra, which symbolize wisdom and skillful means, in his or her hand, and taking the blessing wand out of the labum, or the activity vase, and blessing the names of the living and the dead with the labum bumdro, with sprinkling of water. Om Kati Manaya Om Pe Om Sobawa Shuddha Sarva Dharma Sobawa Shuddha Om. This completes the first part of the ceremony. The next part of the ceremony involves requesting and summoning the deceased to come and rest with the name, the inscription, in front of the Lopan. The Lopan uses the bell and Vajra in a specific method, in a specific mudra, and says, by the power of truth of the three jewels, the three roots, and the Yidam deity, may the consciousness of this person who has passed away be summoned from wherever it is, above, below, or in between, into this image, name, and bone. And then the Lopan recites a mantra saying, Kuchik benza angu shadza. This completes the invitation of the deceased. The next part of the ceremony involves the offering of torma, or small offering cakes, to obstacle makers. The tormas used for this are called gek tors, or obstacle tormas. It is thought that the obstacle makers are offered these tormas and then depart so that the ceremony can continue. There are 3 small butter lamps at the front of the set of tormas. We've only got one lit for this evening, but the idea is that when they are lit, they make a very beautiful display. How it works is that the Lopan takes the bell and the Vajra and then picks up the plate of Gektors, Changbus, and Tinglos, and circles them, first clockwise, 3 times. Handing them to the Chopan while they snap their fingers to make the offering. A second time. Handed to the Chopan, offering, and then the last time, then they're offered in a counterclockwise direction, indicating that the next offering will be wrathful in its nature. Then the second time they're offered in a counterclockwise direction. One, 2, 3, and again handed to the Chopan. 1, 2, 3, handed to the Chopan. And 1, 2, and then again, half turn in the other direction. And so then the tormas are given to the Chopan to take outside. This concludes the offering of the Gektor. The next part of the ceremony, the Lopan takes a mirror that has been drawn with the image of a scorpion and holds the mirror in front of the names of the deceased. With a prayer, the Lopan invites the negativities, the bad karma, all of the obscurations and obstacles of the deceased to enter into the scorpion. And then, taking the right ring finger the Lopan takes some of the black sesame seeds and flicks them into the fire of the Metap Kangbu, burning them. The Metap Kangbu, this small butter lamp torma, is visualized to be a blue Vajradaka who consumes the negativities into his mouth. The second repetition of prayer, the Lopan picks up with the left ring finger some of the black sesame seeds and flicks them into the Metap Kangbu flame. Lastly, the Lopan takes some of the black sesame seeds into both hands and flicks them into the flame. I've even seen Lopans take the entire mirror and eventually place all of the seeds in the flame. At the conclusion of this section, the Metap Kangbu is extinguished in the plate of water next to it, and it's imagined that the blue Vajradaka, having consumed the negativities of the deceased, dissolves into space. This concludes the next section, which is the purification of obstacles. The next portion of the ceremony involves the purification of the deceased with blessed sand. The Lopan tosses bits of sand at the names of the deceased, praying that they not be reborn in any of the three lower realms. Tossing sand, saying, "May you not be reborn in the hell realm." Tossing sand, "May you not be reborn in the realm of the hungry ghost." Tossing sand and saying, "May you not be reborn in the animal realm." And in conclusion, may no lower rebirths occur. This concludes the next part, the purification of the three lower realms. Next, the Lopan accumulates merit on behalf of the deceased by offering true soul, which is a bath, drying, and clothing Amitabha and his retinue. This process of purification begins with the Lopan picking up the bell, vajra, and a white scarf. A small plate is placed on top of one of the vases, and the victorious vase, which is imagined to contain Amitabha and his retinue, his entire mandala, is held aloft in one hand. And the mirror is taken in this hand. It says, "With scented water, I bathe the body of Amitabha. The deity has no stain. I create the auspicious conditions for the purification of wrongs and defilements. This is the glorious supreme ablution, the unsurpassable water of compassion, the water of wisdom, vibrant with splendor. Please bestow whatever cities we wish for." Then, with white, soft, scented cloth, I dry the body of Amitabha. The body is unstained. I am creating the auspicious conditions for freedom from suffering. And then I offer these beautiful saffron robes to the body of the victor. His body is never cold. I am creating the auspicious condition for the flourishing of radiance and vitality. This concludes the offering of true soul.